sister some land to build on, so she built her house on that property.
Yeah.
And so she still lives up there.
How many children did she have?
They have one.
One.
Yeah, she had one child and then divorced that fellow and remarried. And has been.
And no more children?
No more children. But anyway, so she came back with these, I don't know how many, I think I had about 1,500 photographs to go through. And it takes, some of them take me about an hour to kind of clean up and, you know, get the creases and, you know, sometimes, you know, bad exposure, so I have to try and figure out how to fix them up. So.
Yeah.
And then I had to try and figure out who these people were that I had no idea.
Yeah.
Because Debbie couldn't remember.
Yeah.
She had no idea who some of these were. So I would, you know, some of the pictures would have a label on them, and I would identify from that picture and
into another one.
Figure out who that
yeah.
was.
Yeah. Some people are pretty good about, just think, that funny little picture of me in the bushes, Mom had written on the back, so that was an original.
Yeah.
Where did they get that?
I actually, I copied the back.
Did you see it?
By copying it and then adjusting it, I can read it really easily.
Oh, yeah, it was when I walked and when I had a tooth and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. When you were born, the time.
Yeah. Do you know I have the calendar? Now tell me how I got this. I have the calendar when I was born, and I was born on Thursday, and Mom had put a little pencil mark on that day. And it must have come, you know, the elevators used to give out calendars that are made of that cardboard stuff.
Okay.
You know, that raised cardboard?
Yeah.
I have that calendar. And so I framed it.
Oh, good idea.
And then I have we found a license plate with my birth date. And so I have that framed in oak. Somebody did it for me. One day I had people there and they said, "What's that all about?" I said, "That's when I was born and this is the calendar, Mama." But on the calendars, they always had pretty flowers up here, and then they had a little business.
Right.
And that was off. That was off. I know it had to be the elevator. And then there's the calendar, and with the pencil she'd marked, but I suppose you'd forget what day, and then they'd have to go register at the courthouse.
That's right, because it was at home.
But where did I get that calendar? I had this house fire in Garden Grove. It ruined about everything I had. But when did I get that calendar? And how did I, with my moving and stuff, how did I ever keep that calendar? It's very unusual. Very unusual.
Well, I'll have to send you that picture. Unfortunately, that picture is a little blurry. It's kind of hard to really, you know, that view in the weeds there.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a, it could be almost, it's a generic baby because you can't see it. But I can make it, I can enlarge that picture and then I can put the back next to it on one print. And then you can frame that and put it with your collection.
I like the one of, and you don't have the picture of George and I when we worked in that restaurant, and with the older gal that's it, and we have our hair tied up with, we have an apron on and we're tied up with the kerchief with our hair.
Oh, okay.
And that was in the 40s.
Well,
and you don't have that.
Well, of course I don't have that.
That, I must have the original, and I have it framed.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. I have that one and that one of Lee and Norma, and I'm in the middle.
That's a good picture.
That is one of my favorite, but this other one at that club.
Yeah.
And I did have, I wonder if I have it anymore.
The other picture I really like is that one of Mom, which is like 19 or something, holding on to Janie on one side.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Gerald on the other side.
That's
first
a
day
good
of school
picture.
Or something. That's a great picture.
That's a great picture.
Yeah.
But I have one where I tore off that boy or something that I didn't like on that, and that's a country school picture. If I still have it. That was just, we were out in front of that little country school, and Norman Lee and everybody's on it. And George and I in front, I had these bangs, and I'm real crabby looking. And if I still have that, but I remember that.
I think that's the one that, it sounds like the one that Levon let me copy, but her copy was really bad. It had tears and pieces of it were missing. It had all sort of crinkled up.
Mine wasn't all crinkled up, but it was torn on that one part, because I think I tore that board off. I really think I did. I'll look some more, but that, I hope I can put my finger on that one.
It looked like, I think Levon said she was in the first grade,
Yeah.
and Mom was sort of standing
Behind.
behind her.
The upper,
Yeah,
older
so she
kids
was-
were on
she
the
was-
back,
she was like in the
and I was in
third
the
grade or
front row.
something.
I was in the front row
Right.
with Georgia.
And you're kind of scowling.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, that's the
I
one.
think I still have that, but we'll see. So much comes back when I'm talking to you. I can see us kids. I can see what we did and how we lived, and we always waited for the mail to come, because we'd order. Now, I gave Beth this catalog. I got a 1929 Sears catalog. I
Mm.
gave it to her, thought they could put it on eBay or somebody, or whatever they sell, Craigslist, I don't know what. And we used to order shoes. They would be the shoes we'd wear to Sunday school. And we'd wait and wait for them to come, you know. And I think they were like $1.98 or something.
Hope they fit.
But we used to order stuff from the catalog, you know, because that's the only way you could get some things, because we didn't go any place to shop, you know.
Blue Earth was the town, right?
Blue Earth
That
was the town,
that was where you went when you went to town.
yeah. But we usually didn't go, we stayed home.
Yeah.
But we'd go to Frost. There's another funny thing. We had a car and it shimmied. And we sit in the back seat, and Dad and Isaac would be in front. They're gonna go see Old Lynn. We're going to the show. And I think we started giggling and laughing about the car shimmying, and Dad said, "It's paid for." See, stop that nonsense talk.
It's paid for.
That was. Did you hear about the time when we had the car that we kids painted the car?
No.
We painted the car. Where did we get these ideas? We painted it black. We painted the car. And then Lamont tells me, I think it was Lamont or it was Georgia, because I drove the pickup down to Grampus. And I didn't know how to back up or anything. I drove the pickup. This little pickup, not a pickup, a little truck. They remembered
Yeah.
that I drove that truck.
With a stick. Stick on the column, probably.
I don't know. It's kind of a miracle we weren't hurt, because
Or that you didn't hurt someone else.
yeah, because we were really independent. And kind of adventuresome for that time, to be walking miles to see somebody, and going down to the creek to play in the water. None of us knew how to swim.
It's an amazing difference between then and now. I mean,
Yeah.
or
Nobody
even when
would
I was growing up. I mean, get on my bike and
ride around.
we took off and we're gone all day, and if you didn't come home by supper time, I got swatted. But and walking to school,
Yeah.
coming home in the dark, 6 o'clock.
I'm trying to
Never
think
do that anymore.
Oh, no.
You know.
I'm trying to think, there was something else that crossed my mind that was so funny. Driving that truck. And Grandma, was driving this, I suppose it was Model T, and ran over a Mexican kid. But didn't hurt him.
Your mother?
Yeah, because it didn't hurt him because it was so high up. I remember that happening. Or, no, I don't remember it happening. She told me. They told me about that. Oh, some things. And at the time, we had the Mexicans, they would fight and they had knives and guns. And Mom went down there and the guy gave her the gun, and when they moved later, she gave the gun to him. I remember that. Because we thought they were really kind of vicious, you know, because
So she went down to take the gun away from him when
Mhm.
they moved
And he
across
gave
the
it to
street
him.
and then gave it back to him when they left.
yeah, I remember that. Oh, and I remember this. We had this neighbor a few miles away. Orvin Ingleby was his name. And they had a lot of kids, mostly boys. And they argued a lot and fought. And he drank. And he went away. He was someplace, he came home. And he went up to the house. This is what they said. And he had a gun. In some way, up by the screen door, and he shot her and killed her. Now, they say that he didn't mean it, that they argued over the gun or something. And I'll never forget this. And of course, he was a nice guy, normally, and a nice family. They had quite a few kids, mostly boys. And they had the trial. They had a trial. And I remember, oh, how the men were upset. We were all upset about it because, you know, he was a neighbor. And they used to come over, you know, how farmers would
Yeah.
share a machine or whatever. And they had a trial. And I think Dad and them might have gone to the courthouse to hear it, I'm not sure. But he went to prison. Oh, he hid. Oh, I'll never forget. He hid in the cornfield after he done
he
it.
shot.
And they found him, of course, because I remember, and we were real scared because they said, oh, he's dangerous, maybe he'll come. So we were scared to death because they were looking for him. And they found him because it was really hot, you know.
Mhm.
And he went to prison. And he eventually got our prison to come back to his children and stuff. And of course, some of those children are still living. But we were so afraid. I remember we were so scared. They said, be careful, he could be armed and he might come. And I remember Dad said they had one girl. And I think she testified against her dad or something. And the men were really upset because they said she lied. You know, and she might have said things. But he went to prison.
Mhm.
And that was and we were scared. We never locked our doors,
No.
but I remember being really scared because they kept saying, you know, he could be armed and he might come to your place for help or something, you know. That, I remember that really well. I think Orvin was really little. So that was an exciting time.
Oh, yes.
And sad because the men felt bad because
Yeah.
he used to come over to the place and he was perfectly all right, and she was kind of loud, or I don't know what it was, and they argued, and I don't think he really meant to kill her. I think they were actually fighting over the gun or something, and